When you look at it from outside, it's not a big problem. Many people have similar problems, but they keep moving on in life. But this person would get stuck there because he feels that's a huge problem. How am I going to overcome this? How will I do this? How will I do that? And how should I talk to that person? Why is this person doing this? All the analysis in the mind makes the problem much bigger. Namaste and welcome to our Alphamindpower channel. We talk a lot about the mind and about life and various situations in life and how to face them, how to equip your mind to face those situations. We keep talking about all that. Today also I am going to speak about something like that. Recently I happened to read a story. This is a story which I had read long ago. I think even maybe more than a year back also I read it. A very small story. But it again seemed very important now because such small facts, small stories or facts, it's very useful for us to remind ourselves of whatever we learn from those stories. And that is why I thought I will share it with you today. This is something which happened abroad, and there it is about a bus driver. It is telling us how many problems in life are not as big as we think they are. Sometimes we make them look bigger and we suffer because of that. This is what this story tells us. So this is about a bus driver, and he has been driving his bus for many years. Now one day what happened is, one huge person, a very well-built huge person, got into the bus at a particular stopping. Normally in countries abroad, there's no conductor in the bus to give a ticket. People who get in, they immediately punch the ticket, they pay the money and then they go and sit inside. That's how it is. So here, this big fellow got in and he immediately looked at the driver and said, "Big John, no pay." Which means he said he's not going to pay, and he just walked inside. Now the driver was very angry. He said, "Everybody is paying, everybody is getting a ticket. Why will he not get a ticket?" He was about to ask. But when he looked at this person's stature, his height and weight and all that, he was a little worried because he was a puny person, a little short and little thin also, not very well built. So that made him think. Then he said, "Okay, I will not raise an issue today, I'll leave it." Then the next day when he was again driving the bus, at the same stop, the same person got in and he said, "Big John, no pay." And he just went inside. Now, the driver was again angry. Again, he opened his mouth, but looking at his stature, he just swallowed. He didn't say anything. This went on, every day that person got in at the same stopping. So within a week or so, this driver started thinking about this man all the time. Even in the morning, as he started the bus, in that trip, this person may not get in, but even early in the morning, he was only thinking about this man. And in a month's time, it became so bad that the driver felt that 24/7 he was thinking only about this man. How do I make him pay? Every day he comes and says no pay and he goes. It's not fair at all. Everybody else is buying their tickets. Why should I leave him like this? How can I make him pay? When can I ask him? How do I open my mouth? What if he says something? What if he hits me? All these thoughts in his mind. He didn't have the courage to do it. So the problem was becoming bigger and bigger in his mind. Then he said, "Okay, if I have to ask him to pay, then I have to develop myself. I cannot be so puny and talk to him. So let me first of all go and develop myself," he said. And he went and joined a gym. He paid the money there and he told the trainer, "See, I have to build muscles. I have to look strong. I don't know how I will do it, but I want to do it as early as possible." So the trainer started telling him what to do, and he started going there every day, practicing. And in a month's time, he could see some improvement. But he waited. He said, "This is not enough. That man is very huge." So the second month passed, then 3 months. In 3 months' time, every day that person was getting in and saying, "Big John, no pay," and he was going. Now the driver was patiently waiting for his turn. He said, "I will somehow make him pay." So he started going to the gym and he was practicing, and slowly he was building up his muscles. In 3 months' time, he felt he was much better, but he felt it's not enough. Even though he was a little better now, he's muscular and all that. Supposing that fellow hits him, he said, "I won't be able to hit him back. This may not be enough." So he went and joined a karate school. Started learning karate because he said, "I must learn some moves so that I can also hit him back." So the mind was completely consumed by this need to make that man pay. Then 2 months he learnt karate, and to some extent he learned some good shots and all that. Now he said, I am now equipped. Now tomorrow, this is the day. Tomorrow is the day I am going to ask him to pay. I will not allow him to travel free. So he has spent so many months, so much money, so much energy, so much time, everything. So he was absolutely ready now, and he felt that there cannot be a better day. Tomorrow I am going to ask him. And right from the morning, mentally he was preparing. Now what will I say? How will I say it? And if he answers like this, then I will counter like this. So his mind was working on the conversation. It was going on like that. Then finally he came to that stop, and he could see that fellow waiting. And he was very anxious. He wanted that fellow to get in today. So that big, huge man got in, and he said, Big John, no pay. Now the driver said, why will you not pay? He asked. Finally he asked. And Big John just put his hand in his pocket. He took out a small card and said, Big John, have bus pass. Now the driver, oh, this is the reason why he did not pay. It's like everyone doesn't have a bus pass. Most of them just buy the ticket. Some of them probably who travel regularly have the pass. So this Big John had the pass, and that's why he kept on saying, Big John, no pay. But the driver never understood. He never asked him. So now he thought, right on the first day, if I had asked him, why will you not pay? He would have said, I have a bus pass. And the whole thing would have disappeared. There would have been no problem at all. In fact, there was no problem at all. But the problem became bigger and bigger and bigger. Where there was no problem, a problem got created because the driver did not have the courage to talk. And he started imagining that this fellow was taking advantage. He was not buying the ticket. And day by day, his thinking made the problem bigger and bigger. It's like you keep blowing up a balloon. The more you blow it up, the bigger it becomes. But finally on this day, when he asked the driver, why will you not pay? And he said, I have a bus pass. It's like the entire air went out of the balloon and there was nothing to look at. So the driver was absolutely shocked, absolutely surprised. But that's how it is in life. With many people I have seen, the problem that they relate to me also sometimes in counseling sessions or sometimes in email and all that, when you look at it from outside, it's not a big problem. Many people have similar problems, but they keep moving on in life. But this person would get stuck there because he feels that's a huge problem. How am I going to overcome this? How will I do this? How will I do that? And how should I talk to that person? Why is this person doing this? All the analysis in the mind makes the problem much bigger than it actually is, which we saw in this driver's case. So this story, it kind of reminds us to reflect upon the problems that we may have or the problems that we probably imagine that we have. We do not know. Unless you look at it like that, you will never even realize that sometimes there's no problem. Probably we are only imagining, we are only building up something in our mind. So this is one opportunity. I thought I will remind you to reflect on your own life and see if there are problems troubling you and whether the problem is real, whether you can ignore it, whether it can become something which is very small if you look at it in the right way. So it's all up to you. It's all the perception that matters. So this is one way of reminding you and all of us to look at our own lives, to look at what we consider our problems and get rid of them from the mind. So please write in the comments whether this video helped you to do that, whether you could get rid of some problems from your mind. Of course, we may not be able to change everything in one day. We may not be able to solve a problem in one day. But if it can be removed from your mind, or the dimension of the problem can come down in your mind, I think that itself is great. So please do write in the comments. Let me also know.